Who am I? They call me Sizzle. I hate bananas, but I love dogs. And at the age of 6, my parents brought home a dog. Her name was Sarah Rose. And we used to play together. I come from a small island. And well, they say homeschool kids are weird, antisocial, and afraid of the public.
Everyone knows the camels have a lot of endurance. But this trip's just too much.
Well, I definitely had a fear of the stage, but without my dog, I wouldn't have had anyone to hide behind. My parents encouraged me to get back up on the stage. Those are beautiful purple pants, huh? And what do you know it? I became a DJ. And on the year of my 17th birthday, we lost Sarah Rose. And it felt like we lost a member of our family. And time passed on. I got a job. I messed with my hair, got another job, went to college, and then I fell in love with video. Still love dogs. I got a degree in it, built my resume, music videos. Then I worked in advertising in Seattle. Then I decided I wanted to make a movie. The movie, it was about quitting your job and following your passion in life. And then I entered the film into a film festival for Best Director. The nominee goes to... I Sizzle. Woo! I got it! And that's when I met Holly at the award show. One of the first things Holly showed and talked to me about was her dogs. And I had no idea there was such a problem with the shelter dog.
Feel the weight of the world on my shoulder. As I'm getting older, your people get colder. Most of us
Homeowners are losing their homes in record numbers, and shelters euthanized daily for space. 8 million dogs and cats enter shelters in the U.S. each year, and nearly half don't make it out alive due to overcrowding.
This is the story of the shelter dog.
36 orphan dogs rescued from high-kill shelters in L.A.
And the people that help find them a good home.
Yep, cash money, monster boys. Mafia beef, even the cops are...
Okay, now that I got some money, I can buy some tickets, and first stop, LA. This is Holly. She's fostering dogs before they find a home.
Angel, what are you doing?
The reason why she fosters? The new Hope List.
And they kept posting over and over, you know, no one wants her, she's ready to be put to sleep, she's on the New Hope List. But that's when I first started rescuing. I didn't know what the New Hope List was. I thought it was a good thing, you know, hope, new hope, that's good, she's going to be fine. And then I found out that the New Hope List is the last thing before they're put to sleep. But they said no one wanted her because her foot was deformed. Then I thought, well, what am I going to do? Let her die because she doesn't fit the weight requirement or the
She doesn't
right
look a certain
look?
way,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
She's not perfect.
Yeah, she's not a supermodel. Let her die. So I went in and they took her out of the cage, walked with her hop. And then I said, well, I'll take her. Get naked. Give me your feeties. Here, Pinkie Pie. You're not cheap. You're special. They all have stories. They all have stories. Every single one of them. So they would throw him in with the pit bull puppies. Pinkie was in a shelter far away from here. And when she arrived there, she was pregnant. and they said the puppy inside of her was bigger than she was, and it was going to kill her. So they
How old
took
is
it out.
Pinky?
They guessed her at about 2 years old. She's
About 2.
pretty young, yeah. He was in a nebulizer. He had IVs, antibiotics. There's Jamie. And my friend, Jamie Ginsberg, who had turned me on to this place, we went together. She does rescues constantly. Isn't that constantly? That's one of her rescue dogs. She does the New York connection now, and we do the Flying Chihuahua. She's the one that finds all these small dogs' homes in New York. The 2 dogs that are in shelters the most out here in LA are Chihuahuas and Pit Bulls. I tell people, do not buy at a pet store. Don't buy them, because every dog you buy at a pet store, you get one of these killed. You know, if you want a dog, go to a shelter, go to a rescue group. Don't go to a pet store. Beautiful animals that they are shoving in dumpsters, and she would be dead. I got her the day they were going to put her to sleep.
Did you know only 1 out of every 10 dogs ever born finds a permanent home? Puppyandtraining.com.
And when I first got her, her tail was between her legs, and she didn't run, and she was very lethargic. And now she's really, really, really happy and running around and jumping. And look how good she takes her medicine. Yes, come on, Whoopie, come on, good girl. When it's time for the next Flying Chihuahua shipment, I'm really not, because I've gotten attached to her.
Why does my heart feel so red?
Beautiful actress Holly Anderson. She is here and up for not 1, not 2, but 7 awards. Holly, thank you so much for giving us a little bit of time.
Thank you.
And you came here all the way from LA?
I did.
Fabulous.
It's kind of the key, huh? Just finish it and putting it out there.
Exactly. 10 awards later. Still broke.
Loving what you do, though.
Yeah. Cineplex Studios. And he asked me if I wanted to come on board to be part of the company, aside from having the web series.
He's got 5 months sober. Yeah? Let him be in a jar.
I'm just a little marshmallow on Bible. I like to go to the park.
Holly suggested I talk to Justin, the owner, while she goes and warms up. So Justin, why'd you start the gym?
I'm an idiot.
Let's see here.
That's it.
Because 2008 was really when things started going
Yeah, I was
south. I mean, that was when it was really like.
At the time I decided to open up a gym. It was the biggest recession in US history. We've got parking. It's a ridiculously good spot. It's just, you know, it's California.
Yeah.
Takes you up your ass. They want more.
Yeah.
So it's 5 to 7 years to get out of a bad recession. Maybe, but a bad recession.
Yeah.
Everything gets cut back. What's considered a luxury or something you really don't need.
Number of cats and dogs euthanized by shelters each year: 4 to 5 million. HumaneSociety.org.
Yeah, that would be really a great solution. If
Yeah.
they would take the money, instead of putting them to sleep,
Finding homes for them
Finding
and
And it goes a little something like this.
her right in the ring if you want. Breathe.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been working with Holly for about a year and a half now. She came in, she said she was an actor and she wanted to get into the boxing. So I just started working with her. She was real green, but she picked up real quick. A lot of drama in acting, a lot of drama in boxing. Look. Right in. Throw that right in. Again. Move. Breathe. About breathing and controlling your emotions, your anger, your fear, your excitement. They all come in to suck energy out of it when you're in the ring. So she's working on her mental game.
You meet some interesting people at the gym.
They were after
This is Mighty Mike Evans. Mike's a former boxing champ who has a record of 38-11.
Do I get to go in the ring and hold the belt?
Yeah. Come on, man. And with the local DBC news, LL Cool J with a triumphant comeback. But tonight, don't call it a comeback.
I asked Mighty Mike what he'd been up to.
And I got Sports Foundation, foundation for kids. Since I had tragedies in my family, my nephew was killed, my brother was killed, my niece was killed by gunfire, gangbangers and everything, I decided to dedicate my time to prevent that. Other youngsters out in the hood and everything, where I come from, help the young out. You won't have this problem when you get older. Yeah.
So basically you're finding a solution rather than focusing on the big problems.
Yeah, we try to find a solution for this thing here and stop crying about the problem that we face it.
You are a happy, happy girl. Yes, you are. Whoopsie!
With hundreds of rescue pages on Facebook, it's now allowing shelters to find potential owners or pass the word on in hopes to find a foster a home before it's too late. With a positive action, another positive action is multiplied. This is Jenny, and she saw Holly adopting dogs and fostering them on Facebook, and she decided she wanted to give it a try.
We're actually saying goodbye to them.
Yeah,
now.
we didn't realize that, which is probably good because I'd be crying all the way here. So now we get to say goodbye to them here instead of having the last night with them at home.
Jenny and Holly are dropping the dogs off to the vet after they've been fostering and nursing them back to health the last few weeks. They're shipping them to New York to meet with Jamie, where they can find a better home.
I don't wanna write this down. How I feel right now. I don't wanna take no time to write this down. I'm gonna tell you how I feel right now.
Bye, sweetheart.
Hey.
Okay.
Sorry. It's okay.
Let me be your hero.
After dropping off the dogs, Holly and Jenny wanted to visit an old friend.
Internationally known. Internationally known, yeah. My spot is full blown. Count-based music replacement woofers is not included.
Tamar wasn't there at the moment, but Anastasia was there, and she was nice enough to talk to us about what they're doing.
He's 15 years old. He's living out of the
you're just a chihuahua. About $1,800 in medical and he eats everything in sight. Yes. He's a little love. Yes, so cute. I love that though.
Yeah, that's Chihuahua.
Aside from working at the Love Dog, Anastasia finds time to start the rescue bus. They take dogs from high-kill shelters and move them from LA to Washington.
The rescue bus for taking these animals. Thank you. All the time.
The group has saved 60 plus dogs from high-kill shelters in its first roll.
Alright, something's not right. Did they get the owner? Did they arrest him?
No, how can they not? I don't know how they don't arrest these people.
Who got dumped in the dumpster?
Nemo and his friend, his little sister, somebody dumped in a trash dumpster behind Burger King. They were there for 3 days.
What?
Animal control had to dig them out.
Holly wanted to take me to the South Central shelter to see how other dogs live.
I'm ready.
Tripping through the smog, it's the number one nigga from the hood, doggy dog. Making videos, never staying Hollywood, busting raps for my snaps, now they call me Eastwood.
It really wasn't any better when you looked at all the cats that were in the same situation as the dogs. It's amazing the contrast of sounds. I mean, just the dogs make when they're behind a cage and then when they're free to roam around in a house. Well, it was about time to go, but before I left, I wanted to do one last thing. Holly seemed pretty down losing baby to New York, but I thought maybe we could do something fun. In the 1960s, women burned their bras to protest. In the 2010s, men burned their boxers and whitey
Holly, you want
tighties.
to tell us what we have here?
Yes, we have.
But you don't want to touch those.
Oh,
Yeah.
I already did.
Okay, so these are, I would say boxers.
Boxers?
Yeah, boxers.
Ooh, it's called briefs.
Briefs and
A brassiere.
All right, let's get it started here.
Okay. Whoa. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Burn, baby, burn. Burn, baby, burn.
The men of the whitey tighty generation. I'd like to liberate them.
Yeah.
This is for the people that prefer the boxer. My personal pair I've had since 1993.
Just something before it.
Just
You know
something
it.
before it.
And you know it's over.
And you know it's over.
Now's the time we have to say
Something, something, something. Goodbye.
something, something. Goodbye.
No doubt. To live and die in LA, California. What you say about Los Angeles? Still the only place for me. It never rains in the sun. To live and die in LA.
Next stop, New York, to see Jamie.
I'm living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it. Do it better than anybody you ever seen do it. Scream from the haters, got a nice ring to it. I guess every superhero need his theme music. No one man should have all that power.
This cell phone video shot by a passenger shows sparks flying as the right wing scrapes along the runway before a very tense emergency landing at Kennedy Airport.
That wasn't me, but it could have been. It was just hours earlier. An estimated 4,000 puppy mills in the US produce more than 500,000 puppies a year. Wikipedia.org. There are over 7 million homeless pets in the US in need of a good home. DoSomething.org. This is Jamie. She takes dogs from LA and finds homes for them in New York. And I wanted to know how Jamie got started.
I started working for a rescue group in Los Angeles about 3 years ago. And I started basically taking over and running the show and going to shelters in Los Angeles and sweeping them out in my truck, 25 to 30 at a time.
Stop, won't stop.
So how are the adoptions from LA going?
We're having unbelievable success since it's happened. I mean, what are we doing, 10 adoptions a weekend in Manhattan on New York City streets? And I remember her saying, we were all hysterical. She was hysterical when she first saw all these crates sitting in cargo. And then that day, I think we brought them right out for adoption. We set up our table, our tent, put them next pens with food, water, toys, and get them adopted out right on a New York City street. And then she started coming and helping every single day.
So how would you be able to double this? I mean, you seem like you're doing
Getting a facility, not having to rely on fosters. A facility where I call LA and say, hey, I have 30 cages empty, send me 30. Getting, there are a couple celebrities nowadays that are really getting into the puppy mill thing and getting into rescuing dogs.
What is a puppy mill? A commercial farming operation in which purebred dogs are raised in large numbers. And the emphasis is upon profits above animal welfare.
His name is Mr. Nice because when they first pulled him out of the puppy mill, he was the only one that really got crazy and bit everybody. So they're like, oh, we'll name him Mr. Nice. So his name is Mr. Nice.
It's kind of irony.
Yeah, it's the irony. I always take pictures of chihuahuas. I don't know what it is.
They so judgmental, maybe they don't understand if it's dreams in my mind. Gotta go to prison, you ain't no me to die, you gon' be waiting for
Well, it was to the subway, to the airplane, and back to Seattle. Well, what did I learn? The solution is simple. Spay and neuter, stop animal cruelty, and don't buy from a corporate pet store. Adopt from a shelter. And remember that peace, love, and happiness is all you need in life. And maybe we could use a little less judgment in the world. Well, that's at least what a shelter dog taught me. What about you?
I'm feeling rough, I'm feeling